Good afternoon. My name is Athanasios Rizopoulos. This is the 60th annual award ceremony for the scholarships of the Castorian Society of Omonia, New York. Please stand up for the national anthems of the United States and Greece. Standing. Now I would like to introduce the Very Reverend Father Basakiris for the invocation.
Thank you. Εις όνομα Πατρός και του Υιού και του Πνεύματος, νυν και αεί και εις τους αιώνος των αιώνων. Αμήν. Πάτερ ημών, ο εν της ουρανής, αγιαστήτω το όνομά σου, ελθέτω η βασιλεία σου, γεννηθείτε το θέλημά σου, ως ουρανών και επί της γης, των άτων ημών των επιούσιων, δώσ' ημί σήμερον και άφες ημί τα αφήματα ημών, ως και εμείς αφήμεν τις φιλέτες ημών, και εμείς εν έγκυση μας επειρασμών, αλλά ρίξε εμάς από πλοίου. Ότι σου εστίν η βασιλεία και δύναμις και δόξα του Πατρός και του Υιού και του Αγίου Πνεύματος νυν και αεί και εις τους αιώνας των αιώνων. Αμήν. Lord, we give thanks in your holy name to bless all of us, the Castorian Society, the family and friends, on this auspicious occasion of the 60th Anniversary Scholarship Awards of 2023. Bless them with three attributes that your disciples carried throughout their lives: patience to endure all and every tragedy, courage to go beyond themselves with hope, and persistence to continue in the times of trouble. And this we say in your glorious name of the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, now forever unto the ages of ages. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Now you can sit down. Yes. So, dear Kastorian friends, distinguished keynote speaker, Mrs. Kratios, President, board members, parents and recipients of the awards, I want to welcome you to the 60th Scholarship Award Ceremony του Συλλόγου Καστοριέων της Νέας Υόρκης Ομόνια. Of course, we have friends also via YouTube and Facebook. So now we go globally. So it is wonderful that you're able to hold an event in this building. In the last couple of years, because of the pandemic, we had the event via Zoom, and I can definitely tell you that I was an expert on telling everybody, unmute yourself, you're on mute, unmute yourself, and then I realized that I was on mute myself. So, but we went through the whole process, and it was wonderful. Even though we're still not out of the woods with this COVID thing, our society continues its philanthropic role, and one part of the big part of the society is that we're able to provide those scholarships for our youth. This year, we have 9 recipients that are attending colleges and universities in the United States. And also, part of our scholarship program is to give scholarships in the 10 Lycia in Kastouria, the valedictorians there, and as well at the parochial schools in the metropolitan New York area. Well, how is this possible? This is possible because we have donors and benefactors that they give us very generous contributions through all those years, and they continue to contribute to the society, and this is very helpful. It's very helpful for these young Castorians to help them with college tuitions and room and board. In addition to the scholarship fund getting all the awards, a huge part is the work that the members of the society do. They're all volunteer work, and they do a tremendous work on trying to operate the society in a profitable manner and provide all those scholarships. Through the benefactors and the donors and the work from our society, in the last 60 years, we were able to give over $1 million in scholarships. And this is a great thing. Now, being the chairman of the scholarship committee, and previously I was a member of the scholarship committee, I had a great opportunity to work closely with a few members, specifically for the scholarships. And I want to definitely thank this year's committee, and especially Leo Bevelos, who is my right hand. And a lot of times I would call him, and he's always answering the phone. I know nowadays we have caller ID, so maybe that's the reason that he answers, but he always been very helpful. Also, other members, Steve Boutis, Michael Stratis, Mary Jalas, Elizabeth Maleganos Economakos, Eleni Manaris, Zacharia Papanagnostou, Dimos Siokis, and Dr. Theodora Pino. All of those members, we've been working all year round. It is not something that we got together last week. It's a whole year process, trying to make the whole process easier and fair, and helping those custodians. All those members, they've been putting a lot of time, and definitely, I want to congratulate the recipients, because today is all about you. Today is your day to receive that Generous Custodian Award. It is a merit award, so you have to think that they have to maintain a GPA of 3 or more, and through the process we go through your transcripts, and I see that most of you were in the high upper 30s, almost like close to a perfect GPA. We hope that the scholarship award will help you with your educational goals. And when you receive your award, It would have your name. It would have the name of a donor or a benefactor, and there's a very fine print at the bottom. You might not be able to see it very clearly, but if you use a magnifying glass, you will see that it says that this award comes with the responsibility of coming back here and providing for this society. So, and we had a meet and greet before, so we met our recipients, and of course our keynote speaker, and definitely one of the things that we discuss is that what can we do for the youth to come back and not only receive an award and provide to the society. So this is something that we definitely have to work. I wanna congratulate you and also congratulate your parents and grandparents and learning a few things about you. And one of the comments that I made before was that I said that we have a lot of brain power here, so the future is bright for our society. I'm gonna close with something that I did many years when I was in high school in Liceo in Kastoriéων, and I had to write an essay. And the philologos at that time put the topic on the essays in έκθεση, and says, write something about what Aristoteles said. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. And I want you to take this away and thinking that we're gonna help you with your education, but also your heart is, it is Kastorian, by the way, so that will definitely help you. And well, έκθεση, writing an essay wasn't my strong subject in high school, but let's not talk about it, okay? So again, congratulations. And at this point, I would like to introduce Mr. Dimos Siokis, the president of the Kastorian Society Omonia of New York. He's on Zoom, he's in Kastoria. We have some difficulties. And
Okay, sure. So, totally unprepared here, but, so Dimos is the president, I'm the vice president. We've been doing this for 60 years here, and I think one of the things that I've learned here, so I'm not Kastorian, I've learned through all of you and my association here, is that there's a strong link with the society. There's a strong emphasis on education amongst the families, and it shows, okay? And I think that showing the students that we have here, that we give scholarships to every year, as we heard from over here, that they have to come back. And we see that. We see that with people coming back year after year. Maybe they're the keynote speaker once in a while. They come back because they bring their kids back as well. And it's a wonderful legacy. Let's continue it, okay? So congratulations to all of you. And everybody, please applaud them. Thank you.
thank you, John. John is our vice president, and as you saw, this was not prepared, even though it sounded to me that it was prepared, but anyway. So now I want to introduce Ms. Tula Kalapoutis, the president of the Benevolent Society Ladies of Kastoria.
Thank you. Mr. Athanasiou Rizopoulos, Chairman of the Scholarship Committee. Mr. Dimos Siokis, although he's not here with us, President of Kastoria Omonia. Scholarship recipients, friends, parents, welcome on the 60th Annual Scholarship Awards. When we accept our position here at the Castorian Society, it becomes part of our job to give few speeches here and there. I have given my share of speeches over the last several years, but the one that I always look forward to most is the one where I get to wish you, our young adults, congratulations for honoring your heritage and steering for excellence. Your essays revealed your dedication to your culture, to your academics, and to your own personal growth. I represent an entire group of Castorian women, the Castorian Philoptochos, who are so proud of you. We will undoubtedly continue to follow your process. My hope for each and every one of you is that you continue working hard and accomplish great things in your personal lives, your professional lives, and within the Castorian Society. Bravo, we applaud you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Tula Kalapoutis. At this point, I want to introduce Dr. Dora Pino, who will introduce our keynote speaker.
Thank you, and congratulations, Castorian recipients, families of our awardees. Mrs. Kalapoutis, I want to just let everyone know that women's organization is the backbone of this entire organization, and I thank you, ladies, for all you do. So it's my great honor today to introduce the keynote speaker, Ms. Maria Kratzos. Maria Kratzos is a licensed clinical social worker and the founder and chief clinical officer of Nest Behavior Health, a premier psychotherapy group practice offering scientifically based multidimensional treatment of post-trauma stress disorder and developmental trauma. After earning her first master's degree in international affairs at Columbia University, Maria spent 10 years in investment banking at JP Morgan, eventually resigning her vice president position to become a full-time mother to her 3 young boys. When her oldest son, Andrew, was in kindergarten, Maria's journey of healing trauma in her own life led her to return to school to earn a master's degree in clinical social work from Hunter College. Maria's early clinical work focused on treating substance abuse disorders co-occurring with trauma, both in private practice and at Freedom Institute, where she redesigned portions of the program to focus more intentionally on successful outcomes. It was at this time she became extensively trained in dialectical behavioral therapy and in psychodrama, developing an appreciation for the value of a multidisciplinary behavioral and experiential approach to treatment. Maria later furthered her expertise with postgraduate training at 4 distinct treatment methods, developing Nest Behavioral Health's unique integrated treatment approach to healing the traumatized nervous system. Maria looks forward to sharing with you today her perspective on faith and life as shaped by her Greek Orthodoxy, her family's immigration to North America from Kastoriéon and Samo, her extensive travel in Europe and Asia as a young adult, her 27-year marriage, and her cherished role as mother to her 3 sons. It is my great honor today to introduce Ms. Maria Kratzos.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am incredibly honored to be here. I want to thank Professor Rizopoulos and Dora Pino and the entire scholarship committee for inviting me to speak, and congratulations to our students and our winners, our awardees. We had a chance to get to know each other a little bit over lunch, which was lovely. For someone who really doesn't love public speaking, I took a big chance today. I came with unprepared notes. I didn't come with prepared notes. I decided to speak to you from my heart. And it's in keeping with the meaning that I am making of having been invited to speak, which has to do, it seemed almost by chance, but it ended up, when I thought about it, that it is it's actually very significant in the history and the course of my life and my family's life. My father's Castorian, born here, but both of his parents were born in Kasturiya. My mother's family was Samiotis, also born here, and all of my grandparents came over in the teens, in the 19-teens. My husband, where my name Kratsios is from, many of you know his uncles who were here, and their brother Tasso is his father, the Canadian branch of the family. So we have Castorian on both sides of the family. My story today starts with a tragic event, which was that when in 1931, my grandfather came over. He was a furrier, and in 1931, when my father was 6 and his sister was 2, my grandfather was stabbed to death. And that happened in the context of his work as a furrier, because at that time the communists were funding an alternative union and trying to basically take over the unions in the US. The fur trade was one area where they tried to do that. He was in an alternative union that was not funded by the communists. And that morning, so they were striking, the communists were striking, version was striking, and that morning he went with the others from his union to the union house, and were escorted by police escort to his place of work because they were intent on working, and on the way he was stabbed. We don't know a lot about what happened beyond that. I know the name. I was able to find the name of his assailant. It was a Russian name. I don't believe he was ever brought to justice. I don't actually know. The fantasy I have is that he was, intervened on somehow by the Russians and probably whisked out of the country is my guess. I really don't know. Why don't I know? Well, the reason I don't know is my father never talked about this a day in his life. I found out from my husband's uncle Gus, Kratsios, that my grandfather had been murdered. Not once did my father talk about it. That's trauma. That's PTSD. Not a coincidence I ended up in this field, right? So although this particular trauma didn't happen to me, it happened to my family, and so we have all kinds of inheritances, right? So we have the inheritance of our Castorian heritage, we have the inheritance of our Greek Orthodoxy, we also have the inheritance of traumatic experiences that affect us, right? And I want to talk about how it's affected my family and how the Castorian and Orthodox traditions, the Greek, Hellenic, and Orthodox traditions, I believe, have carried me through so that I can stand here today and reconnect with Kasturiya, reconnect with this society in a way. My father did not connect with Castorianism. Unfortunately, he more or less, in the same way that he never talked about what happened to his father, didn't come to Castorian events, very rarely came to church, only sometimes with us, right? I don't really know what was going on in him internally, and by the time I got old enough to kind of start to put the pieces together and have a perspective on what had shaped him in life, he had died. And so I never got to really talk to him about this, right? But I suspect that the difficulty he had relating to his history had to do with the difficulty he had processing what had happened, because that's just what happens sometimes. We're not held through it. then it causes that long-term effect in us, right? But somehow, and it's not an accident, he had the structures, and so did my mother, who has her own trauma history, which I'm not going to talk about today, but on both sides of the family at that generation, both of them experienced very severe, objectively speaking, traumatic events in their lives that shaped them, right? Somehow they had the structure of the church and the structure of their Hellenic heritage to lean into. And it's not an accident that as a result, I have experienced the growth and the expansion and the healing to some degree after my father passed, because I am nonetheless, I have inherited those traditions. I didn't know it at the time, but I think it's an important, I've never talked publicly about this, and I'm doing it because it's the connection I'm making. I don't know how to make it more real to you. I heard at the table at lunch today, the older generation imploring you, right? Yeah, we have a vested interest in that, but why? Because we understand the value of it. You may not get it because you may not make these links, but you are an inheritor of these traditions, whether you know it or not. The question is, what do you do with that? Right? Don't squander it. It really makes a difference, right? So, what does it mean to have a Hellenic or a Kasturian inheritance? Well, look at the emphasis on education. Look at the character traits of discipline, of accountability, of self, and the way that we love, which is inextricably connected to our orthodoxy. Greek Orthodoxy is not the same as Western Christianity. It's different. And my experience of how it's different, my take on how it's different, is that it's less dogmatic and it leads with love. And I'm going to give you 2 examples of that. When we were baptizing my first son, Andrew, we waited kind of long. He was 8 or 9 months old at the time, and I had a kind of Western concept. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. I had a kind of, I think, Western concept of fire and brimstone. Oh my goodness, what would happen? What happens if he dies and he hasn't been baptized? He's going to go to hell, or he's going to go to purgatory or something like that. And Father Robert Stephanopoulos was our priest, and so he was doing the prep with me, and I asked him, so, by the way, what would happen if, God forbid, something happened to Andrew before he's actually baptized? And he said, well, Maria, we know what would happen if he was baptized. We don't actually know what would happen if he wasn't baptized. But our God is a God of love. So you figure it out. That's orthodoxy. It's not dogmatic, including the part about him not telling me what would happen. He left it up to me. That's orthodoxy. We get to have our own personal experience with God within the frame, within the construct of all of the supports of fasting and everything else that we're given as tools to do that. But we get to do that, we still get to have our own personal relationship. That's orthodoxy. That's your tradition. That's your inheritance. Whether you believe in God or not, you can't help but have inherited it because it comes down through the generations in all of the patterns of behavior that you experience within your own family. Another reference I would make is how we, in terms of how love manifests in the Orthodox tradition, is how we do practice things like fasting, right? So we know we're supposed to fast Wednesdays and Fridays before we receive, 40 days. We're supposed to not eat meat and dairy and et cetera, right? But we lead with love. So if you are, and this was shared with me by a priest at the time. I was shocked by it because I didn't know it. But if you are fasting and you go to someone's home and they're not fasting, you're supposed to break the fast. Because it's unloving to put that person on the spot and make them feel bad. And I was on the receiving end of that once. I had prepared a meal for friends of mine, and one of them was fasting, and I wasn't, but you know, she said, I'm fasting. I said, well, that's fine. I'll create a, you know, we had pasta and tomato sauce, right? So we go to sit down, and she said, I was like 22 or something. I was very young. She said, is there oil in this? Oh, God. Yes, because I didn't realize I wasn't supposed to put oil. Oh, I can't eat that. I felt awful. Now, she didn't know any better, right? But that's not actually Greek Orthodoxy. That's something else, right? So, and I can give you example upon example upon example, right? So the value of our, Dr. Rizopoulos, you talked about the heart, right? This is a Hellenic and Orthodox inheritance, right? It started with Aristotle. Yes, we educate the mind, but we have to educate the heart. The heart is about learning how to love. And we learn how to love in community. We learn how to love here. So those are my comments. I really want to thank you for asking me. I'm so proud of all of you. I loved getting to meet you. I wish you well. And God bless you for the work that you're doing here.
Here's a for you in recognition for your outstanding leadership and devotion in the field of human well-being and dedication to community service and academic excellence. Thank you very much. As part of the evaluation for the scholarships, a part that the applicants have to do is write an essay on a topic that we choose for every year. This year's topic was describe how your Greek and Castorian heritage has impacted you and how this can affect your participation and future of the Castorian society. The essays are evaluated by 3 examiners, Dr. Plakoyannis, Dr. Frankos, and Dr. Melikokis. So they read all those essays, and then they grade them, and we choose the best one to be read. This year, there was a tie for the first place, so we're gonna listen to 2 essays. The first one is going to be by Jonathan Papagiannopoulos, who's on Zoom. He's in London, so hopefully we're all set up, and he's going to read his essay. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Hello, everyone. Sorry I couldn't make it today. So, as a kid who grew up living in the same house with both my grandparents, who have been active members in the Society of Castorians, in addition to attending a Greek American day school from kindergarten through 8th, my life has been heavily impacted by my Greek and Castorian heritage. Throughout my childhood, I spent countless weekends with the Castorian Society, whether it be for Greek dance lessons, Halloween, and New Year's parties, or riding on the float during the Greek Independence Day parade. On the weekdays, I attended William Spropoulos Greek Orthodox Day School, as well as playing for the St. Nicholas Church's basketball team from 2nd grade up until high school. As you can see, throughout my childhood, all I've ever known and been surrounded by relates to my Greek and Castorian heritage, and has molded me into the young man that I am today. My friend circle continues to be a group of Greeks of whom I have known since kindergarten and have met due to my heritage. I am forever grateful for the way that I was raised and hope to help the youth of the Castorian Society be able to say the same when they get older. There's so many ways that my heritage has impacted my life, and I hope to help be the reason that the heritage of the youth of the Castorian Society has a similar impact. Today's world is built around social media, and one of the biggest outlets for today's youth seems to be the app Instagram. Upon doing some research, I came across the Castorian Society's Instagram page, only to see that it hasn't been posted on since October 2018 and has only 59 followers. Instagram is a very important outlet to use to reach today's youth, and I believe that the building up of this Instagram page can help inform younger kids and adults of the various events that they can attend that help make me who I am today. Weekly Greek dance lesson reminders can be posted, as well as other events, including Thanksgiving drive, Christmas food drive, fasolada, and more. In addition, as a kid who grew up playing sports almost every day, there could be sporting events that teach the young kids the basics of sports, such as basketball, baseball, and soccer, which could be run by young adults such as myself and other fellow custodians who enjoy sports and realize the importance it has on the development of the youth. These events can help kids stay active, as well as meet other kids with similar backgrounds and interests, which could potentially form lifelong friendships, just like my experiences did. An effective way to get this memo out to the kids and their parents is through Instagram, by posting reminders of the dates and location of these sporting events. In addition to the use of Instagram, an app called TikTok has seemingly taken the world by storm and is another huge outlet for younger people. Videos posted of our events can influence others to participate in future ones. Being familiar with social media, I believe I can largely help in creating and editing these videos and putting them onto TikTok and Instagram for everyone to see. During my college years, I've not been able to participate in as many Castorian events as wanted due to me living 3.5 years from home upstate at Binghamton. But now I've transferred home to Fordham University, and since I commute, I hope to be able to attend and participate in more events this year and for the years to come. Due to my friend circle also being all Greeks, and some of them fellow Castorians, bringing them to these events can help bring in more young adults to the society, which can be beneficial in working with the youth, as mentioned before. As someone who has participated in food drives with my church, St. Nicholas, I hope to be able to do the same with the Castorian Society, as I see those food drives as great opportunities to give back to those who are less fortunate and help make the society make a positive impact on the environment around us. I also look forward to being able to march with the Castorian Society and the Greek Independence Day Parade come next spring in order to show support for the country that I love. Overall, I would not be the person I am today if it was not for my Greek heritage, and constantly being surrounded by Greeks, whether it be my classmates at school, Castorians at the various events, or my teammates on my sports teams. I'm a heavy believer in sports being important for younger kids, as it increases their character, teamworking skills, and gets them out there to meet others who can become lifelong friends. This is a major reason as to why I coach second grade boys at Holy Cross Whitestone, because I care to help them learn the sport and have it be an important part of their lives. Small sporting events or workshops within the Castorian Society could be heavily beneficial to the youth, and I would love to be a major reason for this to come into being. Promoting these events, along with all other events through Instagram, can help get the word out and bring more people to the events. The use of Instagram and TikTok is so important in today's world, and is something the Castorian Society has yet to take advantage of. I look forward to being more involved in events due to the fact that I live at home, and I'm excited to expand the Castorian Society for years to come. Thank you. Probably.
The other essay, it's by Michalis Yokis.
My Greek and Castorian heritage has been a major part of my new life in America. I moved to the US at the age of 16, an age defined by identity search and still absorbing the world. Due to my resilience and repeated efforts during high school, I managed to pursue a neuroscience degree at the University of Maryland at College Park. Throughout my college career, I have had significant pressure to succeed, but I have always referred back to my Greek heritage for comfort and motivation. Thanks to my Greek heritage, I'm a proud member of several organizations and have developed the discipline necessary to succeed. Firstly, my Greek heritage has allowed me to be a part of a heartwarming community on the UMD campus, the Greek Heritage Society, otherwise known as GHS. GHS is a student organization at UMD that has members from numerous parts of Greece, from Crete to Thessaloniki and from Alexandroupoli to Kastoriéon. It is a support system for all the Greeks who want to maintain their contact with their culture and even develop it further. It is a community for Greeks who want to slow down and experience a touch of home in the midst of a stressful and rapidly moving environment. GHS hosts monthly events for Greeks to find one another and to acknowledge and honor their heritage. Group dinners, fundraisers, and supporting events for Greek businesses nearby are some of the most common and popular events that I'm proud to be a part of. Even though I enjoy paying membership at GHS, I aim to partake in the leadership board and lead the society to a better direction. Thanks to GHS, I have established this network of warmth between the Greeks and the UMD campus. In times of hardship, which are quite abundant as a pre-medicine student, I have referred back to special people connected to my Greek/Castorian heritage in order to pull through and keep moving forward. I have referred to my closest friends back in Thessaloniki who expect me to reach the academic top and represent our country in the process. I have referred to the advice of physicians I worked with back in Greece, Dr. Emanuelidis and Dr. Tsolaki, two of the most competent scientists I know. I have referred to my Greek relatives, my beloved parents, grandma, siblings, and uncles and aunts. Specifically, my uncle Demos stands out for his outstanding work ethic, and for that I look up to him. He has helped me build that discipline and the desire to succeed, since he would always ask me the reason why I got a 98% instead of 100%. I have gained inspiration from the diligence of all these people and build up my disciplined character because of them. As a young kid, I treasure the memories of spending time in our village Langa in Kastoria with my grandma and siblings and other fellow villagers. We used to run around all day with the children's gang, playing basketball, taking long walks, or racing up to the tree of Lagori, laughing, wrestling in the playground, and listening to the stories of grandmas and grandpas in the cafenio. One day we had discovered and took care of a baby turtle in a box. I have drawn so much happiness and joy from my childhood experiences in Kastoria and Trilofos near Thessaloniki, growing near nature, being a restless explorer, and a fearless Greek. I sense the power and motivation from my Greek/Castorian heritage in looking into the future. I feel obligated to give back to my dear Greek community. I realize that there is so much to do for this big and diverse community that is the hometown locals and the elderly, the immigrants, but also the children of Greek American families who are second, third, and fourth generation and should have full opportunity to experience the Greek heritage. In Greece, this past summer, I have started this effort by establishing a chess teaching program at Alzheimer Hellas as a fighting tool against dementia progression. In addition, I envision to implement the chess program for the elderly of the Castorian society, as some of them are isolated in their homes due to COVID-19 and desire to return back to the Castorian community one way or another. Chess for elderly is a remedy for fighting cognitive decline and for keeping abreast. New ideas on strengthening the ties of the Castorian society may evolve around the game of chess, as it is an old game that elderly people know how to play, but at the same time, it is a game that young people and children play as well. Pairing the grandparents with their grandchildren in chess tournaments for the winning family will help to bridge the generational gap and bring together the families in the Castorian society community. Looking into the future, I realize that the challenges in my studies, work, and civil life will be many, and that I will encounter several diverse roads and crossovers. It is important to grow and preserve the sense of my identity as a Castorian, as this identity carries a set of values, pride, and memories of kind, smiling, affectionate, and caring people. It is also important to share these elements with my peers and friends from other parts of the world in order to acquaint them with a small but very genuine part of the world, Kastoria. Thank you.
Thank you, Mihaly. Well done. Excellent essays, both of them, and very interesting that they're two different points of view. So definitely sign me up for playing soccer and also for chess if you were referring to elderly like me. So definitely, I'm looking forward to. So now we're going to move into the presentation of the scholarship awards. And when your name is called, please come up here, and then you will tell us a few words about yourself. The first award is the Davages Family Foundation. It's going to be presented by Dr. Dora Pino, and it's the recipient is Laura Evangeline Georgiou.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Giorgio, and I'm from New York City. I'm a sophomore at Bates College, and I'm pursuing a bachelor's in American Studies. Outside of class, I work as a tech manager on the board of my college's radio station, and I'm also a member of the Bates College sailing team. In the future, I hope to work in historic preservation architecture or in a museum conducting archival research as well. I would like to thank the committee and show my gratitude to the Vatsius family for their generous scholarship and aiding me in the continuation of my studies at Bates. It's an honor to be a recipient of this award. I've always felt connected to my Castorian side, and this is wholly due to the efforts of my father, who enriched me in the Orthodox Church and gave me the opportunity to be close to other Greeks and Castorians. Despite the fact that I was never able to meet my Yaya and Papu, my father always emphasized the importance of my Castorian heritage, and for that I am extremely grateful. Finally, I would like to congratulate all the other recipients and wish them the best in their endeavors. Thank you.
The parents, family can come up here and take a photo. Right there. Congratulations. The next scholarship award is going to be presented by Ms. Tula Kalapoutis. It's the Benevolent Society Ladies of Kastoria, and the award is for Peter Enrique Gimas.
Hello everyone, my name is Peter Zimas, and I am pursuing a bachelor's degree in my master's in physical education and health. For my plan is to become a gym teacher and inspire kids to play sports, and I plan on coaching in the future as well. And I am half Greek. My dad is a Greek American. Both my Papu and Yaya were both Castorians, and I'm told stories all the time, and we keep the heritage and the culture very close. And I want to thank the society for giving me this scholarship, because I will be able to put it towards my college and graduate and help my future. Thank you.
The next award will be given by Mr. Christos Ioves. It's the Dimitrios and Athanasios Lechovitis Scholarship Award, and the recipient is Alexandros Politidis.
Good afternoon. My name is Alexandros Politidis. I'm a current 1L in my first year of law school. I just graduated from St. John's University in a finance degree this past spring. I'm also there for my law school as well. I hope to get into the sports and entertainment field, and I'd like to thank my parents, who are both Castorian, as many of you probably know. I'd like to thank them not only for bestowing the values of the Castorian and Greek heritage on me, but also getting me involved in this wonderful society, who I thank for also this very kind award.
Mr. Jovis, stay here. You're going to present the next award as well. It's also the Dimitrios and Athanasios Lechovitis Scholarship Award. And the award is given to George Chrysochoidis.
My name is George Chrysochoidis. I'm currently a freshman at St. John's University, and I'm working towards a degree in business finance. I'm extremely grateful to have been selected by the board for such a generous award, and it'll certainly help towards my education. Thank you.
Mrs. Robin. Cafeteria voice. Cafeteria voice. Mrs. Robin Lechovitis is on Zoom and she would like to say a few words.
I know my husband would be very pleased to see my children and I give these scholarships in his name. And I would like to thank Mr. Jovis for presenting the scholarships for us. Congratulations to the students and do a great job. Good luck.
Kalispera σας. My name is Athena Lechovitis. This is my sister Sophia Lechovitis and my mom Robin. My father is Dimitrios Athanasios Lechovitis. Many of you know him or have heard of him. He was born in Kastouria. He was a furrier and a soccer player with the teams Doxa, Orestiada, and actually Atromitos, Orestiada, and Aris. He then came to America at 20 years old, where he continued to work in fur and play soccer, and he coached the Greek American League in Doxa in Washington Heights. Unfortunately, as many of you know, he passed away this June with us in Florida, and he was peaceful. He was very involved in the Castorian Society, and he loved it so much. He loved all of you. He was also very passionate about education. So today it is our honor in his memory to present this scholarship in his name to honor him and his legacy with the Castorian Society to Alex Politidis and George Chrysochoidis. I hope you take these scholarships and go out into the world and do wonderful things. And also that you continue coming to the Castorian Society to honor our heritage. Congratulations to you both, and we hope one day we can all be in New York all together in person.
Thank you. The next awards, there would be from recipients that they are on Zoom. So the next award is the Thomas, Mary, and Venetia Chamisis Scholarship Award. And the recipient is Nicoleta Ziozis.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicoleta Ziozis. As the granddaughter of Nick Vasiliou, past president of the society, I'm deeply honored to be the recipient of this award. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the Castorian Society of Ammonia for awarding me this opportunity. A little bit about myself is that this spring, I'll be completing my bachelor's degree at the University of Southern California as an economics and mathematics major, and I'll also be completing my second semester as a graduate student studying business analytics. I aspire to become a data scientist after I graduate, and I'm so grateful for your kindness and generosity. Rest assured, I will put it to good use while I continue to pursue my degrees. Although I wasn't able to attend in person, I'm glad I'm able to attend via Zoom and see all of you. I hope everyone is safe, happy, and healthy.
Congratulations, Nicoleta. The next award is the Assembled Fair Importers and Exporters Association of New York Scholarship Fund. Is it? No, there was, right? Is there somebody? No, I thought there was not. No. The Assembled Ferry Importers and Exporters Association of New York Scholarship Fund. The recipient would be Jonathan Papagiannopoulos. Jonathan?
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm Jonathan Papagiannopoulos. A little about myself. I'm a current junior studying at Fordham University. I'm studying finance currently and plan to go to law school after my undergraduate years. This semester, I'm actually studying abroad in London, so I'll be here for 4 months continuing my studies. I would like to thank everyone at the Castorian Society for making this scholarship possible, and also my family on both sides, who both come from Castoria, for from a young age really getting me involved in the Castorian Society and making this possible today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jonathan. And I think we have a family member. Yes. We can take a picture. The Kleoniki Metropoulos and Ant Lenko Scholarship Fund. It will be given to Mikhail Siokis, who's on Zoom.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much to my benefactors and the committee of the society for making all this possible. I am a pre-medical student at the University of Maryland. I'm studying neuroscience. I aspire to go into medicine, but particularly the direction I'm leaning towards is psychiatry. Other than that, I aspire to give back to the community of the Castorians, like I mentioned in my essay. I would like to, with the help of my uncle, Dimos Yokis, I would like to implement a chess program where chess can be used as a tool for bridging the generational gap between elders and their grandchildren in the society. Thank you very much again, and hope to see you next year.
Congratulations, Mikhail. The recipient for the Zahos Brothers Scholarship Fund is Isabella De Felice.
Hi, everyone. My name is Isabella De Felice. I would like to start off by thanking the Castorian Society for having this award ceremony for us. It's such a nice, intimate gathering that I am so saddened that I cannot be there with all of you. I would then also like to thank the donors of the award because none of this is possible without you guys and really makes my hard work feel acknowledged and recognized. You are doing many of us a huge favor by contributing towards our education. I'm currently obtaining my master's at Queens College in special education, and I'm also lucky enough to have my own class of first graders who I can teach and hope to inspire every day, like many of my teachers have done for me. I'm saddened that I cannot be there with all of you today, but I hope that my appreciation is shown through this video. And I would also like to take the time to congratulate the fellow recipients. Amazing job, all of you. And I hope that the rest of you have a happy and healthy new year and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Congratulations, Isabella. We have another family member. the Konstantino and Aliki Christie Scholarship Fund. The recipient for that fund would be Christian Tsadilas.
Good afternoon. My name is Christian Zillis, and I am a second-year student at Seton Hall University School of Law in Newark, New Jersey. Unfortunately, I am unable to attend the ceremony as I am in Oregon visiting an old friend I have not seen in some time. I would like to begin by thanking the Scholarship Committee and the Society at large for their generosity in awarding me this scholarship. The money I received from the scholarship will help greatly in financing my legal education and lessening the burden of my loans. After graduating from Seton Hall, I plan to begin my career working in the area of bankruptcy law in New Jersey. Through practicing in bankruptcy, I hope to help those who have come upon hard times, much like the Society has done for countless people in the past. My family roots in the Castorian Society run deep, and I know I speak for my whole family when I say how appreciative I am of the continued generosity and support the Society has given us in accomplishing our career goals. Once again, thank you to the Scholarship Committee and all of the members of the Castorian Society. I am truly honored to have been selected for a scholarship award. Thank you.
Congratulations, Christian. The next part of the awards, there will be the recipients. There is somebody? Oh, yeah? Sorry. And you thought doing this event in Zoom was difficult. Trying live in person. So the next awards are for the parochial schools. We have 4 recipients. So Zacharia Papanagnostou, he's a member of our committee. Do you want to present to those awards? So the first one is for Theodora Pavlounis from the Greek American Institute.
Good morning, honored guests of the Castorian Society. My name is Theodora Pavlounis. I am a member of the 2023 graduating class of the Greek American Institute, which I have attended since pre-K. I would like to sincerely thank the Castorian Society for this award. I am profoundly proud of my Greek heritage, so to receive such a scholarship from the Castorian Society means the world to me. Greek was my first language. When I began my education at the Greek American Institute at the tender age of 3, I referred to my teacher as Thea and invited her over to my house for coffee. It was funny at the time, but ultimately, it demonstrates the depth of our Hellenism. What defines us as Ellinas are our traditions, culture, and the philotimo we have for one another. Philotimo can be defined as love of honor. As Ellinas, we are taught to show empathy, compassion, and generosity to our fellow human beings. We are part of an immensely rich heritage. I was fortunate enough to attend the Greek American Institute, which helped foster my philotimo towards others, my academic growth, my Greek language, and my Orthodox faith. I am very grateful to Ms. Yota Papagrigoriou, who enriched and expanded my command of our rich Greek language. She gave me the tremendous honor of playing the lead in Laskarina Bouboulina and cemented my eternal respect of our history. I would like to thank Ms. Kostadina Papastefanou for being a true educator and model of generosity and compassion. I would like to thank my principal and inspirational 8th grade English teacher, Mr. John Tanis, for his faith in me and for nominating me for this prestigious award. I would like to thank my tireless and best supporters in this life, my wonderful parents, who I am honored to have with me here today. I am eternally grateful to them for motivating me to constantly do my utmost best. Thank you again to the distinguished people of the Castorian Society for this scholarship. I will use it to continue to grow culturally, academically, and spiritually as a proud Greek American student.
Ζαχαρία, πού πας, κάτσε εδώ. The next recipient for the Fandis School is Olivia Arnaud. Yes. You want to say something? Okay.
I'm Olivia Arnold, and I'm currently a 8th grade senior at a Fantas. And even though I am not Greek, I have been honored to be able to learn all about the Greek culture and about the Greek language for 9 years. Thank you.
Ευχαριστώ πολύ.
William Spiropoulos School of St. Nicholas. The recipient is John Hionis.
Καλησπέρα σας κυρίες και κύριοι. Ονομάζομαι Γιάννης Χιόνες και είμαι μαθητής στο σχολείο του Αγίου Νικολάου. Θέλω να ευχαριστήσω τον Σύλλογο Καστοριάς για αυτή την υποτροφία προς τις μελλοντικές σπουδές μου. Θέλω να ευχαριστήσω την διευθύντριά μου, κυρία Τζάλα, την κυρία Κακιβέλη και όλους τους δασκάλους μου από το σχολείο του Αγίου Νικολάου που μου έχουν δώσει τις σωστές βάσεις και γνώσεις ώστε να είμαι έτοιμος για το Λύκειο. Επίσης ευχαριστώ την οικογένειά μου που με καθοδηγούν και μου συμπαραστέκονται. Και πάλι σας ευχαριστώ. Καλή πρόοδο στο σύλλογό σας και σας εύχομαι καλή χρονιά με υγεία και χαρές στα σπίτια σας.
Ariandi Raptis is the recipient of the last parochial school award from St. Demetrius School. Unfortunately, she's not here with us. And Zach, stay here. I think you have to
accept it.
Let's take a picture.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take a moment to thank Zoe Zikas, our secretary, for her years of service to our society. Her dedication and enthusiasm was amazing. You're going to be missed. It was a great pleasure working with you, all of us at the society. We send our best wishes to your new endeavors, and the sky is the limit. Please come in. Ελάτε κυρία Τούνα. Ελάτε κυρία Τούνα.
We all gonna miss you.
Το καμάρι μας είναι.
Να πω κάτι. Speech. Αυτό κι αν ήταν απροετοίμαστο. John, you thought you were surprised. Thank you so much for this. Πάντα νόμιζα ότι θα έρθω στην Αμερική και θα είμαι μόνη μου, δεν ξέρω. Αλλά βρήκα ένα σύλλογο και είναι πραγματικά σαν οικογένεια και σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ για όλα.
Definitely, Zoe. Thank you for all the work that you've done. A lot of times I would call Zoe and I said, oh, what about this, what about that, or text her late after work, and she always will give me the answer very fast, so thank you. This event would not be happening because if it wasn't for you, so thank you very much. At this point, I would like to invite up here Leo Bevelis for the closing of the event.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the time where I get to thank everyone for putting this together. Let me just begin by thanking all of you for being here today. It's by invitation only, and this is the first time in 3 years that we've had a live presentation in addition to the video. So thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. So let's begin with other people to thank. Ms. Maria Krancios for being our distinguished keynote speaker. She spoke about her spirituality today as in her speech, and how it affects her practice and her upbringing as well. And that's something we always have to remember. And she also spoke during the meet and greet, because we were here for another hour before then, about post-traumatic growth, post-COVID, and how it affects our Castorian youth and all our children here moving professionally through college. And that was a very interesting point. Now, I want to thank Dimas Shokas and the president, as the president of the board of directors of the Castorian Society, Ms. Tula Kalapudis, and the Ladies Benevolent Association for always supporting our youth through these scholarships. I want to thank Father Basikiros for being here in person. He's been here virtually in the past once again. The Lechovitis family and the Devazis family of representatives, once again, for supporting our youth. I want to thank all our benefactors. So we've had 2 benefactors here today that appeared. There's over 20 that have supported us for over 60 years. And although they're not here, they're people that really made a difference and continue to make a difference with the society going forward. Our past presidents that are here today, Mr. Christos Jovis is here. Thank you so much for being here. Our vice president, Mr. John Saltos, did a very impromptu appearance. Thank you for your good words here. Our academic evaluators are people who actually are behind the scenes that read all these essays. So we have to acknowledge them as well for being here. As far as reading all the essays and everything and moving things forward. And we spoke about Ms. Zikas here. She's our gatekeeper. She's the one who actually is the buffer. Everything we do here is anonymous. Our scholarship recipients are people that the committee members don't know, and she actually makes sure that everything is in order. I want to thank our chairman, Mr. Athanasios Rizopoulos, for the strong undertaking of once again volunteering to run this committee and for doing a fabulous job as well. Thank you so much. Behind the scenes, being that this is a virtual thing, there's Gus Mahouse who's in the corner there who helped everything set up here, so I want to thank him as well. Now, I want to share to our scholarship committee a few things. We changed the rules regarding community service a few years ago, and that's something that we didn't take lightly. So now you don't have to do community service to get a scholarship. And there was a reason for that. The reason was because we wanted our youth who were qualified for scholarships to be able to get one, even though they may not have service for whatever reasons. It might be logistics. It might be financial reasons that they can't do that. And in turn, this year, we increased the amount of the award based on community service. So that doesn't make any sense on the surface, but it does. Because in order to be a well-rounded individual, serving back and giving to the community is something which is really important, not just now, but also going forward. So keep that in mind going forward, and go for feelings that you feel strongly about, whether it's in the community or anything that you're interested in. And more important for all of us, and I sound like a broken record because we've heard about it at the meet and greet, we spoke about it all today, all members, come back to the society and take over someday, because the future of the society is only as bright as having you in there, okay? All right, so that concludes everything here. I want to congratulate all our recipients once again, and our parochial school students, and good luck with your future endeavors and continued academic success. Thank you.
Before we have some coffee and sweets or cookies, I gotta watch my diabetes, so just gonna have coffee. I think we have Demos on Zoom.
Hear me? Can you hear me, guys?
Are you watching?
Χρόνια πολλά, καλή χρονιά σε όλους σας. Συγχαρητήρια στα παιδιά. Τους εύχομαι κάθε επιτυχία από την όμορφη πόλη της Καστοριάς. Κάνει κρύο, έχω παγώσει, είμαι έξω στον δρόμο. Σύντομα θα είμαι μαζί σας. Συγχαρητήρια Λίο Ινσάκης and the rest of the committee. Ζαχαρίας, Έλενα, Dora, you did a great job. Jonathan, please, I like your idea of Instagram, so we need you back. Michali, I like the chess idea too, so we need you back. Congratulations again. And if you don't mind, I can bring the mayor of Castoria for 1 minute. So give me 1 minute, please. Can you guys hear me? Hold on a second. No, hold on. Θα σας παρουσιάσω τον Δήμαρχο να απευθύνει ένα χαιρετισμό. Ήμασταν σήμερα, είχε ο Ναυτικός Όμιλος, είχε την Βασιλόπιτα. Θα ήθελα να σας παρουσιάσω τον αγαπητό Δήμαρχο, τον Ιωάννη Κορετζή της όμορφης πόλης Καστοριάς. Γιάννη,
γεια σας και από μένα. Χαίρομαι ιδιαίτερα που βρίσκομαι έστω και διαδικτυακά σε αυτήν την πολύ όμορφη εκδήλωση. Θέλω να συγχαρώ τους διοργανωτές, θέλω να ευχηθώ καλή σταδιοδρομία σε όλους τους συμμετέχοντες και τους βραβευόμενους μαθητές. Φιλικούς χαιρετισμούς από την Καστοριά. Καλή χρονιά να έχουμε, υγεία, δύναμη. Και με ευκαιρία ότι βρίσκομαι δίπλα στον, θα έλεγα, τον καλύτερο πρόεδρο της ομογένειας των φίλων μας Ελληνοαμερικάνων, των Καστοριανών της Νέας Υόρκης, τον Δήμο το Σιώκη. Με την ευκαιρία λοιπόν αυτή να σας προσκαλέσουμε στην όμορφη Καστοριά με την πρώτη ευκαιρία.
Σε ευχαριστούμε, αγαπητέ Δήμαρχε, σε ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ.
Καλή χρονιά.
Καλή χρονιά. Να είστε καλά, σας ευχαριστούμε πάρα πολύ. Και συγχαρητήρια και πάλι. Γεια σας. Γεια σας.
Δείξε μας λίγο Καστοριά.
Ωραία.
Turn the camera the other way. Okay. So everybody just enjoy.